Hey Happy Campers, Eric here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you my van, my 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan that I checked out for taking the trip on Rue 66, Ontario's ultimate road trip. And so inside I'm going to show you the van, what I did, how I set up my bed, how I set up my food storage, how I set up all my other storage, my clothes, the whole 9 yards. So I'm just going to show you how I checked out my van. So I hope you enjoy this video. Hey Happy Campers, Eric here, and I wanted to give you a nice little shot of my van and see how my van is set up. A lot of people on YouTube do this, so I thought, you know what, I'll do the same thing and show you what I got. So first of all, I just want to say that my van had stow and go seating, and I took the seats out. So if we see here is that we have these holes in the floor here, and that used to be able to open that up and your seat would pop out of there and clamp into those supports there. But mine now is all storage down there. So here I got a bunch of storage on that side, and when we go to the other side, you'll see that on this side is where I keep my tools, my toolbox and my other tools that I need. And so this just goes away nice and neat, gives me a flat floor. And there was stow and go seating in the back as well. I took them out, and it's a little different than those ones at the top. You don't have the covers on it, so I took the seats out and put this piece of plywood in here myself to cover up the hole where the seats come out. But I did put a little door here with some hinges, and now I have storage underneath. All the way across the width of my van is a storage bin, and it goes down quite a bit. It's about 8 inches, I guess. Well, here is my Yeti, so we can see what the height is here of this thing, and that fits right down inside there. So you see it's quite a bit of storage in there. And so that's the storage in the both areas of my stow and go seating removed. Now I built this little cupboard here because it's got a bin here for my sink, and it's got a little sleeve here for my stove, which I'll show you, and this is my emergency bathroom here. So let me just show you quickly here is that this emergency bathroom is that emergency. And so we got the toilet seat here. Let me flip it up. Oops. So let me flip it up here. And so there's a toilet seat here that you can sit underneath, and inside is a bin that you can get at the dollar store. And I just have a bin with garbage bag in it. The garbage bags sit right here on the shelf, and then you go in there, you do your business, and this slides right out of the way back into its little cubby out of the way. And that is, again, for emergencies only. When you're out at parks, especially when you got the season pass from the parks that you have day use, is that you can go to any provincial park every single day and you have full access to the restrooms and their showers and laundry facilities. So this is all you need for in case of emergency. So one of the first things people ask me about is my bed. How did I set up my bed? And so here it is. So my bed goes right along here, and so I just have this platform, which is basically a piece of paneling and a couple of side rails, and that's it. And I'm just going to show you how I put this in. And so this is my bed configuration. This just slides into here. It's just a small platform. You can get your plywood cut right at Home Depot if you have the dimensions that you want. You can buy it at Home Depot, a piece of wood, they'll cut it for you. And you slide it right into here. What I have is the floor is uneven inside the Grand Caravan, goes at an angle. So all I have is these two pieces of wood that I lift this up, and these two supports go right underneath to keep my bed nice and level. Now, here's a little trick, tip I guess, is that my bed comes in 2 pieces, and a lot of people will put their bed like half and half, so they'll do like a fold up. The problem with that is folding down the center. You never want to fold your bed down the center, because when you put your cushions down, there's a seam down the center, and when you're laying on it, that seam wants to separate. Your cushions will always separate. So instead of having your cushions cut down the center, do it lengthways. So what I have is part of my bed here, and the rest of my bed is just, this is the bottom brace, nothing to it, slides in there, and then the other piece of paneling that goes right on top, and there is the full length of my bed now. So I can, when I want to move stuff, I just slide this back, slide this thing back, and I have room that I can fit my bicycle in and out of here, or whatever other stuff I want to move, and I can keep this like this when I'm not camping, that stays out of the way, and I can still put stuff on top of here. But for while I'm camping, I just put it like this, and here is my solid platform. Now, as I said with my foam, I don't have it down the center. So my foam sheet slides in there, the cut is here, and then when I put this piece in, whoop, the dust on there, I slide it in there. Now it's wedged in there. So when I'm laying here, all of the weight from my upper torso is right here. Nothing is separating, they're sliding apart here. It's all down where my legs go. I put my head at this end, my feet at this end. So there is a little seam here. So I also have a mattress topper that I put in here. So it's a little bit of memory foam. Gives me just a little bit more comfort while I'm in here. And there you go. Now the top of this is all one piece. It doesn't separate at all. And now this is the bed the length of my height, and it's perfect for me. What I do next is put my sleeping bag on top. Now I started this trip in April, so this is my winter sleeping bag, which is quite large, but it just slides into here. Put it in place, and now my bed is made, except for my pillow. And there we go. Here is my bed setup, all set up. Now just to give you an idea of the size here, and just slide in here, fix that up. And so I have the height of my bed set up that I can still sit up on the bed, even with the mattresses on it. I can still sit up, and I have an inch clearance from the ceiling. And you can see the length here of my bed. I have lots of room to sleep here, and then when I get up, I can get up this way, sideways. A lot of people have their beds like the full width of the van, and then you got to crawl in and crawl out. I don't like that. I like having this more narrow. It's still wide enough for me, the width of my sleeping bag, plenty of room. And so yes, when I sit up in the middle of the night, which I even have handle here, help get up, sit up, I can spin sideways, and then I have this room, and it's easier for me to get in and out of the vehicle. So as I showed you, the storage, the stow and go underneath the seats, is that I also have now this space in here where I put a bin of storage right in there. And now I'm going to come around to the other side here and show you that I have another bin here. So I have this bin that fits right in on this side underneath. And so there's a couple more pieces of storage. When I want to access the stow and go, like I don't use my tools all the time, so I can keep this up here. When I want to access my tools, I just take the bin out, slide the latch up for underneath, and I'm in. And so that gives me storage for a couple totes. Now also I have a cot, and I'm going to do another video about just my cot itself, but here it is, and this is my tent, and if I can get a picture of it right here, this is a cot with a tent around it, and this now goes underneath my bed. Oop, and fits right underneath. Oops, right underneath in the storage. I also have a folding chair, and my folding chair goes right beside it in there, and I also have a sleeping bag, a summer sleeping bag, and here's my summer sleeping bag, and it goes right underneath. So underneath my inside bed I have my bed storage, my chair storage, so there's no waste. Everything underneath the bed is storage with the back and the bins. Alright, and now I can start packing some of my other items. Here are my 2 bins that I use when I'm camping for doing my dishes in, and they stick right inside the bin here. And this I can also use if I'm stealth camping, that I'm inside, that I don't have to get out of the van at all. I still have access to a sink area to wash my dishes. Now, before I put that in there, I also have this storage bin with the drawers that now give me access to all of my dishes that I need, my paper plates, my utensils, cups, saucers, whatnot, and then I fit this in here. And so now you can see that I have storage all underneath the stow and goes. I have storage underneath the bed, and then I have my storage bins here. Up top here I have my thunder box, my emergency bathroom underneath, and I keep my electrical cords here for when I have electrical site. Up on top here goes my fridge. Now again, my fridge will be on a separate video detailing all about my fridge, but I'm just going to stick it in there for now. And so this is my fridge here, which is a freezer actually, and I keep all my frozen food in here, and it goes right up top, and then I keep a little piece of insulation on top of it because it condensates, so I put it on top. Now here's the cord for it. This freezer, it's fridge freezer, and it can be either 12 volt, 24 volt, or 110. You can plug it in the home or the van, but I have batteries for that. Again, it's on my other video. So now you see the back setup. Now in here I can put my luggage, so I have my clothes in here in my luggage, and now this sneaks right inside underneath my sink, and boom, there I go. There is all the back storage. So now quickly, little recap, all my back storage is in here. My bed is all set up on here. You see I have a little bit area in here, my bed set up, but I have my necessities right here. Is if it's cold or if it's rainy, I can sleep inside my van, or if I'm doing stealth, I'm not at a campground, I can sleep inside. I do have my emergency restroom, and I have my freezer with my food in there, and I have a little sink that I can wash up. If you see inside that I have some shelves that I just have some noodles up there, ramen noodles, and here I have some toiletries to go with my thunder box to make sure I got toilet paper there and wet naps, and I have a heating pad that when it's really cold out I get a site with electric, throw my heating pad on, and keeps me warm. And so now you see, really basically I have a place to sleep and some storage for my food, storage for my clothing, and my dishes and whatnot. So that really is the basic setup that I need for my van. Now let's just add a few other things. So what else would I need other than my bare necessities? Well, I also have my stove. So I have a couple different stoves. This is my 1-burner stove that I showed in one of my videos, and it just slides right into here, out of the way. I have an awning that you can see one of my other videos, that I have an awning that has poles on it. When I take the poles off, the poles fit right in here and they slide inside for storage. That's why I have the room here on the side, is so my poles can slide right there out of the way. My whole awning slides in there. And so what else did I have? I have my electric stove. So if I'm at a site that has electricity, I have my little electric burner, and it goes right in here with my extension cords. And so there's my kitchen setup, my stove, my fridge and freezer, my sink, and a countertop that I can work out stuff. So all this stuff I can either access from inside or outside. So it still allows me to be stealthy with this van if I want to. Now, alright, so I just wanted to show you, for being more stealthy and blocking things out, that in the hatch up here, what all I've done here was put a piece of cardboard inside there, the shape of the window. I cut the cardboard out and it slides in there, and I just have a couple of pieces of paper that actually stick it in. I have one here for the side window as well, and so again, it is just a piece of cardboard that I cut to shape that slides in here, and it's made to fit inside there, so it kind of snaps into place a little bit. And I'll just show you now from the other side. Oops. That once I'm inside here, that it blocks out the light. There is my so you can see now my two back windows here are darkened out from the inside. It's full on tint. This is also full on tint. Both of these windows are full on tint, so I can't see out of them at all. My driver's side window is not tinted, and nor is the back, so I can still look out the back. When I take out the piece of cardboard, I can still use my rear view mirror and look out the back. On this side of the vehicle, this window is 100% blocked out, but this window is not, so I can see beside me when I'm changing lanes safely, and nor is the passenger window. So out of the 4 back windows here, this one is not blacked out, this one is, and on the other side both of them are blacked out and the back is not. So when you look inside, you'll see that now that's open at the moment, so you can see the sun shining in there. But this blocks right out and blocks out the sun from all angles, and so it's nice and cozy in here. So let me just recap. Inside I have my bed, I have my emergency bathroom if necessary, I have my freezer and my cooler with all my food in it, I have my cupboards with soups that I can access it, and I have my 1 burner butane stove. So once I'm inside my vehicle, I have enough food and water and protection from the elements that quite literally, if I wanted to, I could spend a week inside this van without ever coming out at all. Ever. So yeah, it's quite cozy, and it has everything I need right here inside. And when it's closed up, I'm totally stealth camping. When I get up in the morning, I just push the button, the door opens up, and usually I have a beautiful view. That's it, and I'm out. And so just to top it off, I have a few more items that I always carry on me. I always carry a jug of water with me no matter where I go. All the Ontario Provincial Parks have water in them, so you don't need to bring water with you when you go. They have water. But I keep it if in case I'm going stealth camping someplace. I also have this little light that I got at the dollar store. It's for bicycles, for your handlebars. I put it right here on my jug, and at night I use this as a lantern, sit on my picnic table. The light illuminates the whole thing. I also carry my cooler. As I said, I have the freezer in the back. Everything is frozen, and what I do is I keep ice packs in there. Every morning I take my ice packs out of my freezer, I stick them inside my cooler. I take the old ones out of my cooler and stick them inside my freezer. So every single day I'm rotating my ice packs. And by ice packs I mean these things that I got at the dollar store, that they're frozen when I put them in here in the morning, and it keeps my cooler nice and cool, and that I don't have to buy ice every single day. My cooler is taking care of that, and so my fridge and freezer are separate, but it's still I have plenty of space. I keep that in there. Now I also have a couple of bins where I keep my utensils. So I also have my pots and pans and my cup and my food with my tea in the morning, some oatmeal and some biscuits or chips or something like that. And those I keep in these bins. And these bins just slide in here like that. And my water goes to the side. So now that you can see that I still have plenty of room, I have all of my bins set up here that I need. I have my water, my cooler, my fridge in there, and I can still easily get in and out of the vehicle with plenty of room to change my clothes, to get dressed in the morning. So it's all set, and that's pretty much the basics of what you need for a van setup. You got the van, you got protection from the sun, the wind, the rain. If you want to spend the night under the stars, you got your tent underneath in storage. If you want to hang out at the beach, you got your folding chair underneath, an extra sleeping bag, and the whole kitchen setup. Everything is set up inside this van, and once again, quite literally, everything I need is in here right now that I could spend a week inside here if I had to, but I don't have to, because when you go to the Ontario Provincial Pars, here's the main thing. I do not live in my van. I live out of my van. I'm traveling from park to park. When I get to a new park, I get out of the van that I'm driving, I get to the park, and I go experience the park. I go hiking, I go looking around, I go kayaking or canoeing and whatnot. I'm always out doing stuff, or bike ride at the park. I'm not hanging out inside. And when I'm working online, I set up my chair and I set up my little table or at the picnic table, and I work outside. I spend very little time inside the vehicle. It is just there mostly in the cold weather and rainy weather, just as a nice, warm, dry place to sleep. Other than that, I'm not in it. I'm in the driver's seat going from location to location. I don't live in a van, I live out of a van. And that's one of the keys about being a van lifer. Okay, I want to show one more thing that helps create the stealth effect. And right here, I have an extension pole. It's for, like, you can get it at the paint stop and the paint area, Home Depot, and all it does is extend it. You can get it for brooms, for paint rollers and whatnot, and it works just like a shower curtain. And so I have a bracket up here where you can see it there, that's where my seat belt goes. And then I have this blanket here that it's blacked right out. I take this blanket, flip it over top, and boom. Once I do that properly, it's completely blocked out from the front, and that you can't see any light in the back, and I have complete privacy. Just another tip for keeping stealthy and how to create the pull across there without any tools, without any built-in, just using the tension bar. Hey, Eric here, and if you want to join the Happy Camper Crew and be an official member, just head on over to HappyCamperCrew.com, sign up for our newsletter, and when you sign up, you automatically become an official member of the Happy Camper Crew. So head on over to the website and join us. I'll see you there.